Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho, aka Sniper98, and I'm bringing you guys the first in the long list of informative video series that I've got for Arctic Combat. And I've decided, why not just start this off with a nice, simple, good old gun review. This time I'm gonna do it on the ACR. And because I had bought plenty of, I think they were called those supply boxes or whatever, I did get my hands on plenty of weapons, not too much, but enough for me to warrant to, making gun reviews and getting gameplays with them. So, here you go, the ACR. So, one thing that I want to mention first before we get this review kicked off and started, is that unlike combat arms, Arctic Combat's weapon statistics don't really have a exact numerical statistic. They do show you like bars and stuff, so you can estimate exactly how good they are. But for the most part, you're going to have, it's up to your own intuition. If you're trying to analyze guns from a purely statistical standpoint, you're going to have to, estimate their power in terms of their stats. You can't necessarily, there's no numbers to help guide you, so you're basically on your own for this one. So for Arctic Combat reviews, weapon reviews, I'm going to be referring to them as, like, for example, if I'm talking about their damage, I'll refer to them as high damage, low damage, or something, or medium damage, because the guns in Arctic Combat, in terms of damage anyway, kind of range in a wide spectrum. So here we go. So, the first things first you need to know about the ACR is the fact that the ACR is a very low damage assault rifle. The ACR, if you were to basically, think of the ACR in any way, it would, I'd say that it definitely resembles the ACR from Modern Warfare 2. As you guys can probably tell, Arctic Combat model mimics after the design of Call of Duty 4, and Call of Duty 4, the Deagles and whatnot, very closely. So that it's kind of not really a big surprise if you think about it. So the ACR does behave like the ACR from Modern Warfare 2, and you could argue Modern Warfare 3 as well, in that its recoil is virtually non-existent. You can go full auto with this thing at any range, and you don't have to worry about it kicking around anywhere. I mean, it literally does not kick at all. So that's the main advantage of the ACR. That is its selling point. The fact that it has extremely low recoil, and it hardly changes at all. I mean, you could say the same for the M4A1, but the ACR, I believe, has a slower rate of fire. Yes, it does. It has a slower rate of fire than the M4A1, so that means that its accuracy will be a little bit more manageable, because slow rate of fire means that your gun won't kick around as much, and given the ACR's already low recoil to begin with, it's virtually a death laser. It's one of the most suitable assault rifles for mid-range to long-range engagements. It is definitely not a close-range assault rifle, so don't use it for close range. You're gonna get outgunned very easily by other weapons. And yeah, as for its precision, I'm guessing that's its accuracy. Fire rate is relatively okay. I mean, compared to, let's compare it to like your standard G3 here. Its fire rate is much higher than the ACRs, apparently. It's just that if we're comparing the default G3 to the ACR is a little bit less powerful, just by a little bit. It's apparently a lot less accurate. Am I getting that right? Hold on. So if we compare that to the ACR, then yeah, apparently the ACR is less precise than the G3 for whatever reason. I'm not too sure what the reason deal with that is, but the fire rate is a lot higher, the stability is much higher, and the mobility is apparently the same. I believe they're the same for all assault rifles, so yeah. And the rounds for the ACR is standard at 30 rounds per magazine and 90 in reserve. So the ACR, there's not really much to like quirks or anything like that for weapons in Arctic Combat. They're just straight up and simple. There's no like weird recoil pattern. I mean, recoil is because you can ADS and with iron sights anyway in Arctic Combat. The recoil is more, it's easier to understand. It's not bouncy at all. It's recoil. The gameplay mechanics very much so mimic Call of Duty's, unlike combat arms. So the ACR, it's a simple weapon. All you need to remember is that with the ACR, it's got extremely low recoil, very good power at middle range, up and long range. It is a death laser to anything beyond close range, but at close range, you're going to have to expect yourself to be at a disadvantage. And you know, for example, if you're stuck in a room, like a really tightly confined room with someone else who's got another assault rifle or another submachine gun that's not the G3, then you're probably going to lose, because the ACR is definitely not very suited at all for close range combat. And given the very low, how should I say this, hipfire spread of all the guns in the game, you're going to, you can hipfire, but just know that because the hipfires are relatively basically the same, other assault rifles will be able to hipfire better than the ACR will be able to. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, that'll wrap it up for the review on the ACR. Like I said, like I repeated lots of times before, just remember that it's a death laser, medium range, and long range are its fortes, but close range you're going to have to watch out. And I want to say that the ACR is the best anti-sniper assault rifle, because if there's like a sniper that's giving you a hard time, just bust out the ACR and try to mow him down. It's very good at taking at counter sniping, so to speak. If you guys are not familiar with the term, it's basically where you take out people at long range very precisely. And even though the ACR is not a sniper rifle, it pretty much is, given its very low recoil and insane DPS at long range. I would argue that it has the least amount of damage drop off at range, but I mean, hey, it's what it's suited for. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This has been a review on the ACR Assault Rifle for Arctic Combat. My name's Agent Psycho, aka Sniper98, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the review.
Наш беспилотник уже в воздухе! Противник убит! Мы потеряли одного! Осколочная граната! Уничтожена! Хороший выстрел! Да, я сделал это! Забрасываю артиллерийскую поддержку. Сегодня я лучший. Наш парень погиб. Противник убит. Granatu!